Marine Sergeant Lewis Butler Jr. was a tour guide for Arlington National Cemetery and Iwo Jima Memorial's coordinator. And his birth date, or those years that he served for these folks, was from 1986 to 2016. Lewis was drafted in December of 1968, and he served his tour in Vietnam and remained in the National Guard for 8 years. He is a graduate of the Southern State College. He pursued a coaching career that continues today. He was the Arlington and Iwo Jima coordinator for over 30 years. And now, Miss Jane Woods has something special for the Lewis Butler family.
I'm going to let Lewis come and tell just a short story of what his career was.
First, I would like to say that I am very honored to be invited to this memorial, and I want to thank all the people of Taylor, Arkansas for the effort that they have put into honoring our military personnel. If you've never been in the military, not been related to one, or lived with one, you may not know the hardships that are endured. It's not only the husbands that are overseas that have to put up with a lot of hardships, but it's the mothers, it's the wives, it's the children back home who have to suffer not knowing day by day if their husband is alive, if he's in prison, or if he'll even be coming back to help support the family. So I do want to thank all of the wives, the people who are back home who have put into. I just mentioned and wrote down a couple of things that I wanted to mention. I've hosted a lot of honor flights. Is there anyone who does not know what an honor flight is? These are the people who are flown into Washington, D.C. to visit the war memorials from World War II and from Korean War mostly. And I have had the honor of doing TV interviews for many of them, where that they would carry those things back home and show them on their local stations. Quoting from one man, as I asked him seriously before the cameras, what was it like to serve at Iwo Jima? He looked at me, then he looked at the cameras, and he said, "It was hell." I have no doubt that it was. I was in Vietnam. It was nothing like Iwo Jima where I was at, because I kept records on vehicles which supported the troops in the field. I had an easy job. Some people call it maybe a cushy job. But I got a meritorious promotion for it, because when they offered it to me, I said, I do not deserve it. There are many people much more deserving of this than me. Our first sergeant said, you do not understand. Those people in the field, they depend on your records to get their supplies, their food, and all the things that they need in order to operate in the field. Just as many of the soldiers in the field needed your letters, your prayers, and things to operate and survive what they went through. And if you've never been there, it was not pretty in many, many instances. I also want to mention, just in closing briefly, that the military life is not always an easy life. There's an old saying that freedom is not always free. There are costs and hardships involved to the soldier, to the wife, to the mother, father, to the children. And I would think that at this time we might just take a moment, not just to honor the soldier, but to honor the people back home who carried on with the families and with the home and stuff while they were overseas. Could we take just a moment to say thanks to them also? Thank you very, very much. In closing, I wrote down some words that are on a large monument in Arlington National Cemetery, where I have worked for 30 summers. Those words say, not for fame or reward, not for place or rank, not lured by ambition or goaded by necessity, but in simple obedience to duty, they suffered all, they sacrificed all, and they dared all. Thank you very much. I appreciate you inviting me to be here today. Thank you.
I would like to say what a great crowd we have here today. That Veterans Day is a very special day to honor every soldier, past or present, living or dead, for the service in their military. Our country and our town should take great and deserved care of its honored soldiers. We, the citizens who daily reap the benefits of freedom that so many brave men and women preserve and protect, should likewise take great and deliberate care to express our gratitude for every veteran's service and sacrifice. Every veteran, regardless of service, regardless of rank, lived a story that should never be forgotten. So let me encourage you to remember. I'm going to Louis Butler, who was, you just heard a portion of his story. I would like for Louis to come back to the podium for just 1 minute. And I'd like to say, Louis, for all you have done for our country, for all the hardships that you and your family endured on a daily basis to keep our country safe and free, the veterans of Taylor, courtesy of Mayor Charles Matlock, are honored to present you with the keys to our great town. Louis, the keys to the first keys that's given to anyone from Taylor. Thank you for your service to our country and the example that you set for the younger generation. Thank you.
Could I mention one other thing?
Yes, you sure can.
There are some of the older people here who say, I thought you was an Emerson pirate. And I was, except for the first grade. I did attend school at Taylor in the first grade. My parents moved me across Horsehead Bottoms over here to Emerson. But over the years, I came back to Taylor many, many times and know numbers of people here because I had 3 uncles who liked to hunt and fish that lived in the area. I had a grandmother who lived where the nursing home is now in an old house that's been destroyed. So I have met, know, and still remember a lot of the Taylor people, and I've always appreciated coming here. They've always treated me well, except for the young ladies. Thank you.
Now I would like to introduce Brother Richard Britt to you.
I'm one of those Taylor Tigers that played basketball against Louis Butler. There's another one. There's Don right back there. I'm not sure I see any of the rest of you. But there's several of us that played against them, and it's a real shame that Louis had to move over there because he could have helped us for sure. I'm here today to tell you about Colonel James Lindbergh Hughes. And I want to say thank you to these young people who are here. And I know you're looking around and saying, well, Britt, where are they? Well, there's some out there, all right? And we appreciate them very much because many of us who really love America, I'm talking who were raised to love America, who do love America and will love America till we die, who, when the national anthem is played, stand and very gratefully, humbly, and proudly salute that flag because of the grace of God placed upon this country. I'm one of those. And you can see from my appearance that we're leaving. And I would like to appeal to all of you young people who are here today, please get this going, keep this going. I asked Max when he called me, Max, who are you mentoring to carry on when you're gone? He kind of looked at me funny. I said, well, you're not going to live forever. And you need somebody to take this on. And I really appreciate Max and Bobby and Jane, all of you folks in the who are making this possible every day of the year. We come once occasionally, but you're here every day. And this is a great testament to your faithfulness to Taylor, Arkansas, and to the men and women who served and who currently serve in our military. Colonel James Lindbergh Hughes was one of those. He started his 25-year military career at 18 years old in the United States Navy.